Oh, I know there are Bears fans that are fighting the temptation right now. They're fighting the temptation. They want to get sucked in. They're trying to let themselves get sucked in, but hopefully they know better. I know Raiders fans have got to be like, WTF. A couple of weeks ago, we're 3-0, and we're playing really good football and beating good teams, and now all of a sudden we lost to the mediocre-ass Bears. What the fuck? And you should be asking those questions, WTF. The crap that came out about John Gruden and his damn emails on Friday. Really? You felt that was appropriate to say in an email about the head of the NFLPA? Good call, a-hole! And of course, as you would expect, this was so egregious and such a major violation to human decency and those that believe in equality for all that John Gruden was not really punished and allowed to coach the game today. And it felt like that reflected in this team's performance, talking about the Las Vegas Raiders, because if you want to talk about a team that wasn't all in, a team that wasn't focused, a team that wasn't ready, a team that wasn't prepared, a team that may have quit on their coach, this performance today by the Raiders looks like that. And then as far as the Raiders, and you look at Derek Carr, I'm sorry, I know there are a lot of Raiders fans that love Derek Carr because they're like, well, he's not great, but he's not bad. So you welcome and enjoy and embrace mediocrity. I thought it used to be, just win, baby. And it went to, just be mediocre, baby. Like, seriously, what the fuck? Bad enough. You got a mid-ass head coach in John Gruden, a way below mid-ass general manager in Mike Mayock. Why would you also want to continue to defend and prop up and support a mid-ass quarterback in Derek Carr? Make no mistake about it. If the Raiders had done what the fuck they should have done in the past few years when they gave John Gruden the damn 10-year contract, they should have moved on from damn Derek Carr. Because a young quarterback with a better skill set, better physical tools, and better big play ability, the Raiders could win this game today, even with the egregious drop by Bryan Edwards and so forth. There are multiple plays where Derek Carr overthrew wide open receivers by 5-10 yards. I said, holy shit, that looks like Baker Mayfield. Well, it's just a similar quarterback in Derek ass Carr. That's the price you pay for settling for mediocrity. If you want to argue with me, don't. I'm a Bears fan. I know fucking mediocrity when I see it. Pot, meat, kettle type of shit. You know what I mean? But as far as the Bears go, I'm not going to totally rip on this team today because they did win. And you figure they won. Rookie quarterback, his third NFL start, didn't have Akeem Hicks in the lineup, didn't have David Montgomery in the lineup in that backfield, who's been the best player on the Bears the first 4 games of the season. There are certainly positives to point to. Justin Fields did not turn the ball over. Justin Fields had his first NFL touchdown pass. Justin Fields showed his toughness and leadership in this game today for this team. This offensive line did incredibly well in run blocking. The replacements in the lineup for David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, a 6th-round pick rookie, played great. Damian Williams played well. It was like 34 carries in the running game, 139 yards and a touchdown. Like, if I would have told you, do you get that out of this backfield today without David Montgomery, you probably would have felt good about the Bears' chances and felt like they would have won. You see the Bears getting more pass rush this week. There's Khalil Mack being a presence. Travis Gibson. Hey, Matt Nagy can't wait to figure out the next time he's going to sit there and put him on the inactive list because he's a dumb dick and a numbskull. # fire Matt Nagy. There were positives here. This is easily the best defensive performance for Sean Desai's unit this year. This was easily the best performance of the Desai defense in 2021. Clearly, period. And they go to 3-2, road win, blah, 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 blah. There are things to be positive about. But if you think I'm going to be overwhelmingly positive about this, you don't know me very well by now. And you should also understand that is absolutely not appropriate for what we saw out of this game today. What we saw out of this game today, to me, was some boring-ass mid-level play that is the height and epitome of Bears football. By whatever could I mean? Let's start off on the offensive side of the ball. Justin Fields was 12 for 20 for like 111 yards today, or whatever the hell it was. 12 for 20. Means he only had 20 passing attempts compared to 34 rushing attempts between Khalil Herbert and Damian Williams, respectively. I understand this team can run the ball well, and they absolutely can. They've shown that this year. And when you get David Montgomery back, that running game looks even better. Maybe you're thinking you could take a Cleveland Browns approach. Offense, you run the ball a lot. Defense, plays well. Hope the quarterback can make a couple of plays. Well, that's going to continue to bite the Cleveland Browns in the ass at some point in time. And it will absolutely bite the Chicago Bears in the ass too. How much is a young man like Justin Fields really developing in a game like this where you're hiding him so damn much? If you're just going to try and make him a fucking game manager, you might as well have kept Mitchell Trubisky. And you'd have your first and fourth round picks next year. The hell is this? You drafted Justin Fields to be different than Mitchell Trubisky. You didn't draft Justin Fields to try to utilize him like Mitchell Trubisky. That's stupid. Stupid, stupid, fucking stupid. No. That's not how this is done. By hiding him so much and not utilizing his physical tools, taking more shots down the field, you're playing it close to the vest, you're playing it safe, which is exactly what you would expect out of a lame duck-ass coaching staff desperate to keep their jobs because they're on the fucking hot seat. You get a mid-ass performance where you get fortunate because your timing is great to take on this Raiders team that is heading in the wrong direction. Come the fuck on now. It'd be better if this Bears team lost by 20 today, but Fields was like 30 of 45 for 310 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yes. A loss with that performance from Fields is infinitely better for the long-term future of this organization than a 12 for 20, 111-yard, 1 touchdown performance where you played scared and made Justin Fields a game manager. If you're going to do that, you might as well fucking play Andy Dalton. And of course you shouldn't, because Fields is clearly the best option at quarterback for this team. Well, then structure the game plan around him. For all the good things we said about Bill Lazor and the game plan last week, this week was shit. You could say it was successful because they won. You could say it was successful because of how well they run the ball. And all of that can technically be true. And at the same time, it was chicken shit game manager football. It was a Bill Lazor or John Shute calling the plays. And if you're a Bears fan, you don't know who the fuck I'm referencing when it comes to John Shute. Don't you dare sit there and say anything critical about me in this video because you're not qualified to say anything at that point. Shit runs deep. You just don't know then. Holy hell. And you look at as good as the offensive line was in run blocking, they were an abomination in pass protection. Justin Fields was getting murdered. At one point in time, I'm like, fuck, life's not even worth it anymore because he's going out with a damn knee injury. And thank the gods he came back in. Praise Triple H and everything that is the Hunter, the Hearst, and the Helmsley. Ugh. But it does just show why you got to be careful about how excited you get about this. Because you got to remember that numbskull Nagy is still the head coach of this team. On the one hand, you're trying to hide Justin Fields and protect him, but on the other hand, you're absolutely not protecting him at all. And don't let Pretty Boy Pace off of the goddamn hook because he's the one that created this abortion of an offensive line that you see this year. While it's good to talk about Justin Fields and the toughness that he showed today, and you're like, well, Cutler wouldn't have done that. Nah, because he'd have waited until the NFC Championship game and pussed out like a pussy would. But I don't always want to see Justin Fields have to demonstrate his toughness and leadership. That's great. From a leadership standpoint, from a getting the locker room behind you standpoint, galvanizing the team standpoint, bringing them along, leading them to wins that they shouldn't get. Like, that's great for that. But I want to be able to watch Justin Fields make every start the rest of the season. That's kind of important here. If this shit continues, it's not going to. You look at the passing game and you say, Darnell Mooney, this big spectacular weapon, whoop-de-skip-de-whoop-de-doo. What do you have, like 3 catches, 35 yards? Cole Kmet, you invested a second round pick in him last year, the tight end, whopping 2 catches for like 20-something yards. Oh, it was an explosive day for him, Jesus Christ. Allen Robinson, like you look at the one throw where he drew the pass interference penalty, thank God he did, because he certainly wasn't going to fucking come down with the damn catch of a true number one wide receiver's caliber would. And he didn't. How much are you really going to pay that guy in the offseason? Would you even want to at this point? Like Justin Fields, even on the touchdown throw. It wasn't the best decision. I stand by that. It wasn't. Sometimes you don't make the best decisions. You just make a decision and go. And if anything else, I applaud him for that. He didn't hesitate. He made a decision. I'd rather him make a bad decision than make the hesitant waiting decision. That's what he did too much in his college career, and you've seen that at times this year in his rookie year. At least he was decisive in the throw to Jesper Horsted that led to the touchdown. But let's not pretend that was a great throw either. Oh, his ball placement was great. His ball placement was head level. Very easily, the defender could have gotten the hand on the ball. If you want to talk about great ball placement, it would have been away from Horsted and up above his head where only he could have caught it. Like, it worked out, and that's great, but again, let's not get too carried away here. And these types of performances where you're hiding your quarterback like this are not great for his development. And as far as the defense, yes, it was the Desai defense's best performance of the season, and you still had the dumb dick penalties. Again, when you face better teams, that's going to get you murdered. Does this feel like a 3-2 team to you? Hell no! Now, you want to be happy about the win, I understand, but you also know that this team still only scored 17 points through 3 quarters, didn't score anything in the third quarter, because of course they wouldn't, because it's Matt Nagy football. Bears football. Numerous dumb dick penalties on defense. You didn't see a ton from Justin Fields. They basically tried to turn him into Trubisky, the game manager, today. How fucking are you going to get excited about that? And if this is the type of game plan and strategy you're going to deploy all year, that's not going to be great for Justin Fields' development. It's not. Golly, like even late, it's still a one-score game. The Bears could have still lost this one. And at some point in time, those chickens start coming home to fucking roost. They didn't today, but they will, best believe. Yeah, this was not good. Win's a win, yes. But not all wins are created equally. Not all wins are built the same. This was rough. Not a lot of development. Like I said, the toughness and leadership part for Fields is very important to talk about. But the way this game plan was structured today was the type of chicken shit Bears football we've come to know and drudge or dread for generations. You don't make the moves you did to go trade up to draft a Justin Fields to do this shit. Period. 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 Yes, the pass rush was great. Defense played well. Contained Josh Jacobs. And a better team with better receivers and a better quarterback will eat this fucking secondary alive. And we're going to see it in the coming weeks. And what we might see if we're not careful is Justin Fields on the sidelines watching the second half of the season because he gets rocked, he gets hurt, and he's out the rest of the fucking year. And none of us want to see that. So if you're a Raiders fan, there's all types of problems after today's game. Yep. If you're a Bears fan, maybe you want to embrace this win, but you know deep down in the cackles of your heart, I'm right, and that you don't want to. You realize that Nagy's still a numbskull. Oh, he blew through all of his timeouts in the first half, so you didn't have him available at the end of the half. You look at the fourth quarter and you say, oh, he challenged a spot on that fourth down when he had absolutely no fucking reason to do that. Oh, it's third and short. What do? Dive play. Typical Nagy type of crap here. Could have been worse. Your backup quarterback could have been Nathan Peterman. An important reminder that in today's NFL, it's still good to be 6'5" and white and not very good because you can still make a lot of money as a backup scrub quarterback in this league. Bears football! The Bears won the Khalil Mack trade! Why would anybody watching this game today felt like they won anything? This was boring as shit. If the Bears were a good team, they should have won by 3 touchdowns. Whatever. Enjoy your meaningless dip into the pool of mediocrity and success because it'll damage this organization in the long term, which you seem to want anyway.